something I'm doing as a small 22-minute documentary.
Sure.
This will be the last thing. We have another shoot that goes with McEllister. But
Yeah.
tell me what it was like. Why Sullivan Place? You speak to a lot of people who grew up on Sullivan Place, and it seems like a block that people just revere and have such close, relationships that have extended over 50 years, or in some cases. What was so magical about growing up on Sullivan Place when you got to that block, and what are some of your fondest memories?
Well, Sullivan Place, don't forget that the Brooklyn Dodgers, the Brooklyn Bums, lived in that neighborhood. Because, you had a row of private houses along McKeever, running all the way across from Nostrand Avenue. So I really think that there was a sense of community that the Brooklyn Dodgers left in that neighborhood. So a lot of us came from different places. You had Panamanians on that block, people like Mario, Lito. You had African Americans that were raised here. You had Jamaicans, and you had like Lorenzo coming down from Sterling down to Nostrand Avenue to hang out. The McCarthy brothers, Basilio and Demetrio. So basically, it was a community where we just got up early in the morning, hung out in the stoop, started shooting the breeze, and we educated ourselves in the community. We were not talking garbage. As a matter of fact, we used to snap on each other. Yo, Mike, how come you wearing high waters today? Yo, what's up with them sneakers that your mom just got you? Stuff like that. So you knew that. So basically, I think what it was is that, and plus, I believe that I was one of the oldest guy in the neighborhood, because I always had 10 years, from 8 to 10 years than everybody else. And I just came from Howard. So I spent a lot of time after coming back from Howard to hanging out with these young bloods who were in their 15, 14-year-old teenagers. So I was able to impart some of my wisdom to them. But we always had good times. And baseball was still in the air. We had a little park, Sullivan Park. It was tiny. We used to break a lot of windows with a sponge ball and just haul outside the, once the windows broke, we just hauled and ran. And then we used to go down to Lefferts Park, play basketball. Some of us really developed our skills in basketball. But my thing was baseball. But I think it was that tight camaraderie amongst us in the community. Our parents didn't have to worry about who was hanging with. That's significant. And matter of fact, you didn't have the family breakup right back then. I grew up with a mother and a father, me and my sister. My father used to go over the Atlantic Avenue Bridge over in Ocean Hill, Brownsville, and go to New Jersey because he was a morticianer, just to feed us. He used to embalm the dead. My mother used to work for J.P. Morgan, in the letter of credit department. So what you're looking at here is tight family unit, and all the guys that hung out in the neighborhood, they were your external family. And you didn't have to be genetically related to anyone, which makes it beautiful.
You mentioned, this will be the last question on that. You mentioned a day in the life of Sullivan Place, getting up early in the morning and having a park on a block. Unlike a lot of blocks in that community,
Right.
Sullivan was fortunate to have its own park.
Right.
The stories of how it was utilized always amazed me in terms of what generationally, what people were able to do in that park from a Saturday morning, and the activities that you could go from one to the next. Kind of talk about
Yes.
what one day could consist of of activities in that park.
Yeah. Well, that park had benches in its perimeter, and it had maybe 5 feet fences around the perimeter of it, and it had a slide-in board, but we were able to circumvent all of that. And at the same time, there weren't any nefarious drug addictive activities going on in that park, which is amazing. Hardly, you didn't see anybody hanging out in that park shooting up heroin or winos or whatnot, or alcoholics. No, we get up in the morning, play a little baseball, and then we'll change the field to a football field and learn how to hit. So basically we utilized the obstacles that were presented to us in Sullivan Park to come up with teamwork. We drew lots, we chose teams. Matter of fact, we didn't need a coach. We coached ourselves.
Coming from the baseball backdrop, the term the Sullivan Bombers. Tell me about the Sullivan Bombers. I remember Gerard telling me.
Well, the Sullivan Bombers, we had one of our friends who went to on President Street. I think it was the Brooklyn Prep back in the day. That was Mecca Evans. Damon DeLeon, he had two brothers and a sister named Nadia. Damon was a hardcore statistician. We kept baseball bats in his crib, helmets, catcher's mask, chest protectors, all in his house. And basically, we formed teams. Sullivan Bombers, all right? So the teams were comprised of, let's say, 8 of us. Tony Sally will have his team. I'll have my team. Darryl has his. Damon will have his. And that's where I learned how to pitch, because we actually conducted organized baseball with statistics, playing with a sponge ball, a football, not football. What do you call it? Baseball size sponge ball, because you obviously you couldn't play hardball, but every once in a while we'll shatter some windows, right, in a 4-story apartment. So a lot of it had to do with managing ourselves, knowing mathematics, how to compute averages, earn run averages, based on balls, strikeouts, hits, runs, RBIs. We knew all of that without going to school. And because Damon DeLeon was the central location where the equipment was kept and the statistics were kept, we were able to create our own league in Sullivan Park.
That's perfect. So I'm going to get a drop from you also about the block. So this is Orlando, Big O. This is just for the block one.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Big O, Orlando McAllister,
Mm-hmm.
and I am the Sullivan Place original, however you want to put it. But I just want to get a drop.
Yes.
Yeah. So with the drop, you can look straight on into the camera.
Yeah, but
the drop.
just get a reaction to him. Just get a quick reaction and come back to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm directing.
Yeah, I'm right in the middle of that. Yes, sorry.
No, it'll work. Basically, I think what it is now, a drop. Okay, this is the Big O, bringing it to you live from Do or Die Bed-Stuy. They consider this notorious big territory. But I'm going back. I'm going back to Sullivan Park with the Sullivan Bombers, going back to the late 60s, early 70s. I want to give a big up to all my boys out there that are still around. Darryl, Gerard, Mike, Tony, Kevin, the Montgomery Street Boys, Empire Street Boys. This is what it was like, right? Just blocks played against each other. Big up, guys.
Give me another drop now. This is the Big O, Orlando McAllister. Okay. You check it out. The documentary, The Block. You check out the documentary. You check it out. The Block.
Okay. This is the Big O participating in this big time documentary, The Block. Stay tuned.